Hey, we're going to be looking at Shopify. So we're sticking with our hype type themed stocks, and I put Shopify in that category. So it looks like, again, we looked at this one about 2 weeks ago, and at the time it was at 43. So it looks like not much has changed. It's currently at 43 right now, and we drew in price points of 30 as a buy point and 54 as like a sell point because that seems to be where it's likely to uh, top out at before pulling back some. It looks like if we just zoom into the more recent times, it looks like we are seeing a slight uptrend here where it hit that low down around like 24. It reached, it climbed up to about 41, 43, then pulled back to about 32, which is close to our buy point, and now it rose up to that what we saw at 54, which would be our sell point, pulled back again, but now it seems to be a little more firm at the 41. And considering the uptrend that we're seeing in the most recent times, going back to about October of 22, so about like a 5 month run here, it does seem like it's trending upwards. And if that is the case, 41 might be our new buy point, and the fact that it's at 43, this might be like a new opportunity for us to just kind of step right in now and see how that uptrend continues. So if we just draw in a slight uptrend, and we'll push it out just a little bit just to give us uh, some lead some lead time here, and I'll stretch this out just a little bit more so we have a few months just to see how this plays out. But you can see it's being pretty consistent, at least with these two dips. And I imagine if we draw in another trend line here, I'll hit this massive peak. If we kind of draw that in, if I kind of draw this in, I'll try to do it parallel, or at least close to parallel. Let me grab that. And if I were to put in, it's never going to be exactly right. It just happens to kind of line up that way, at least for the bottom side of the uptrend. But in terms of the top, I feel like that's pretty parallel. You can see it's definitely gone above that mark, not by much. It does pull back, but that seems to be our range. So right now, we're definitely at the lower half of that uptrend. I think because the bar just happens to be red, because we're currently recording this on a Monday and trading's going on as we speak. If this one can pull back to that 41 over the next couple of days, that'd be a decent time, I think, considering the uptrend that we noticed. So I will update that to include a potential uh, price of interest for us. And so let me update that. Uh, Slight uptrend, just so we can be aware. 320. Get that off the screen. But otherwise, in terms of like our horizontal lines we have, nothing's really changing for me on that one. I think if we were to draw in another point of interest, like if we actually begin to go above 54, this one grew so rapidly. Another point of interest, and then it fell very dramatically. It looks like uh, we could we could maybe draw in a line here, and again, I'm not going to make this one a solid, like a full line, just like a half line for us. Uh, Maybe like right around here is a point of interest. It kind of acted as support in its climb in like mid to late 2020, and then it kind of hung out in that range on its decline, at least for a month, before it ultimately ended up plummeting. Another possible point of interest is down here. It looks like we had a little bit of support back then, acted as resistance more recently. And again, those aren't like firm lines, mainly because this one grew so rapidly. Like if I were to draw another firm line, it'd probably be up here in like probably right around like 110. That'd be like a very strong point of interest where it's probably going to struggle to get above that point, but we're so far away from that. Um, yeah, so those are just like minor points of interest. And so we'll just continue to watch this one for the next couple weeks. But right now it looks like that is kind of the trend it's on. And the fact that it's near the lower point will probably, I do like Shopify. I think they have a good business model. I've heard good things about them. It's rarely that I've heard bad things about them. So this would be one that I'd be interested in cashing in on, uh, meaning buy a position. I don't know if I currently have a position in this one, but I know I used to in the past. So I would like to get back in this one. And it's very close to a point of interest, 41. Um, hopefully I can keep tabs on this one over the next day or two, see how it actually plays out. If it touches 41, I'd be very inclined to at least add a share or two just to open a position in this. But yeah, so that's really all we have for right now. I'll just share the tracker here with us. So Shopify currently at 43. I added in a second buy point of 41, and that's just based off that uptrend that we noticed. I still think it's probably going to struggle to get above 54, but if it does, it's got a lot of room to grow. So that is a good thing of interest that we'll monitor over the coming weeks and months as we just continue to track this one. So if you have any opinions or if you've heard any news about this stock, by all means let me know in the comments. I'd be very interested in reading that. And but yeah, otherwise please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.